Hello, my friends, and welcome. Welcome back. Yes, it's that time again. It's time to talk money.
Let's talk money. Let's talk money. Let's talk money. With the older man, he's got the wisdom, honey. Remember, whenever you're in doubt, always ask an older man, he'll show you the right route. Oh, the wisdom of the elders is gold. They seen it all, they've been through the highs and the lows. So let's talk money. Let's talk money.
Ha ha! Yes, let's talk money. It's that time when I try to get you guys inspired, motivated to move forward and to grab what is yours. That's the important part of these particular segments. Hey, listen, man, it's not always about the woman. It's about what you have to attract those women, to get the relationship you want, to get the life you want, to be comfortable, to have less stress. Always remember, gentlemen, health first, money second, relationship third. Okay?
People who say money is not important are the ones that don't actually have it.
Yes.
Because you think about how many poor people will trade places with rich people, but how many rich people will trade places with poor people?
Yes.
So obviously the number of poor people that will trade places with rich people is a lot higher than the rich people that will trade places with poor people, telling us that even if you're unhappy with money, you still want to keep it.
Absolutely.
Right? And people say to me, money is not everything. I say to them, but water is not everything.
Yeah,
What kind of logic is that?
Yeah.
Water is not everything, so you should stop drinking water? Like, what kind of stupid...
yeah.
People come... And you know why people make these rationalizing statements? Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to compensate for the lack of achievement in the area of money.
Yes.
Yeah, of course,
They're trying
of
to make
course,
themselves feel comfortable in their own situation.
Correct. They're trying to make it sound like, hey, you know what?
It's okay.
I'm okay. But that's ego. What they should be going is they're looking in the mirror and going, I fucked up on this. I need to
Yes.
fix it. And then the same people pretend that they're being humble.
Yeah.
How's that humility? Humility is looking himself in the mirror and going, I'm fucking up in the area of money. Let me fix it.
Yeah.
Health, money, relationships. It would be great if you could put the relationship before the money, but we know how that works. The money makes the relationship a lot easier. Whether she's building with you or she's waiting until you're built it, it's the same damn thing. Money simply provides you freedom. That's it. It's not happiness, freedom. But if your happiness is determined by your freedom, then money, I guess, will provide you happiness. Circle, my friend. It's a deep psychological circle, my friend. That's just it's simple. Okay? What do I mean by freedom? The freedom, I like to break it down like this. If you didn't have enough money to get out of your house to go and do something, you are literally confined to your house. Right? If you don't have enough money to get out and do something outside your town, you're confined to your town. If you don't have enough money to get outside of your country, you're confined, a prisoner within your country. And I can expand this into business. I can expand this into the type of woman you get. I can expand this into the type of car, the type of house. You are a prisoner, my friend. If you don't have the freedom to do things with resources, then you are a prisoner to whatever money or resources you have. It's not rocket science. Think about it though. But yes, before we go on, give me a thumbs up on this video. Hey, listen, I know you'll forget in the end because you're going to be so deep into this video you will forget. So you might as well just get over it, done with it right now. The algorithm will treat me nicer. It takes nothing from you. If you haven't subscribed, hey, subscribe. But either way, give your boy some love. All right, let's get into the first video.
Has absolutely blown my mind. Here's what you'd have been paying in 2020 versus 2024 for these 5 major items. Let's start with car insurance. In 2020, you'd have been paying £474 versus £639 in 2024. That's a 34% increase in monthly payments. Pet insurance was £271 in 2020 versus £403 in 2024. That's a 48% increase. My train ride, which is from Inner Hampshire to London, a return ticket, was £28.50 in 2020 versus £38.40 in 2024. That's a 35% increase, even though weirdly they claim it's a lot less. I'm just going by my receipts. Moving on to the average weekly shop, this is per person, and you'd have been paying £32.17 in 2020 versus £54.30 in 2024. That's a saccharine 68% increase in basic food costs, and that's a week as well, not a month. Then you've got average rent, which would have been £821 in 2020 versus £1,223 in 2024. That's a gut-wrenching 48% increase, or possibly the nation's biggest outgoing for some. In this time, wages have only grown between 14 and 18% for the average UK worker. With it already being tight enough as it is, this is just mental. What do you guys think? Let me know.
Yes, my UK friends, my brothers and sisters, you guys are getting it hard. Let's talk about that Brexit. That was a poke. But we're not going there. That's one of the reasons I don't live in the UK. The other one is it's too damn cold and I'm paying too many taxes. Yes, I am a British citizen. I can go and live in the UK. But no, we choose to live in Dubai, nice and warm, very, very low taxes, very low cost of living compared to you guys. And for my American brothers and sisters, can you see that it's not only you experiencing this? So you can go on about, things would have been better under Trump. Oh, things are harder under Biden. No, my friends, this is worldwide. Your president don't control this shit. Corporations and banks control this. Your government is powerless because that government is controlled by these corporations and banks. Read between the lines, my friend. Okay, let's go to the next one.
One of my favorite Chinese proverbs is, the man who blames others has a long way in his journey to go. The man who blames himself is halfway there. And the man who blames no one has already arrived.
Yes. So many of you like to jump on that bandwagon. Oh, it's this politician's fault. Oh, it's my boss' fault. Oh, it's my wife's fault. Oh, it's this one's fault. It's his fault, somebody else's fault. None of you take responsibility for you taking action for what happens to you. Remember, it's not about what life throws at you. It's about how you react to what is thrown at you. Remember that, gentlemen, and you ladies as well. Because as more and more you ladies start to act like men, you better understand that these are the things that men have to go through. There's nobody coming to rescue your ass. Men know this. Women don't. Women know that there's a government out there that's going to rescue and help them. Men don't have that kind of help. But stop blaming others. Only when you put the onus on yourself and you go out there and do something about it, then you start to grow. Remember that.
Henry Ford took two applicants that were applying for a job at his factory to dinner, both of them equally qualified, potentially even geniuses. They talked about events that were going on during the time. Before they went to leave, Ford indicated to one of the gentlemen, my friend, you have the job. The other one that didn't get the job built up the courage to ask Mr. Ford, we didn't speak about engineering. We didn't speak about manufacturing. How did you possibly make a decision not to hire me? He said, well, actually, it was very easy. He did two things. When the steak came, the other person tried the steak before he put the salt on it. You put the salt on it before you tried the steak. And I believe people should always try things before they change them. And more important, when the waitstaff came, the other person acknowledged and thanked them every single time. You pretended like they didn't exist. And you were only kind and polite when speaking to me. And I don't believe in hierarchy. I believe in people. The takeaway is when you have preconceived notions and you treat people poorly, your plan will never go as well as you think. You'll never achieve your purpose, and your profits will always be lower than they could have been.
Whether that story is true or not, the message is still powerful as hell. Learn the lesson in the message. Treat people with respect. You never know who's watching. You never, ever know that. You never know who's listening. I always say thank you. I always say hi. Whether it's the guy that's guarding my gate at the front, whether it's the waiter, whether it's the garbage man, I don't give a shit. I say hello. I always ask them if they ever need anything. I make sure I throw a few extra dollars to them come Christmas, come Ramadan, Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate you being here. Even if it's a little $10 or $15. That's it. They never forget my name. Never. No one forgets who I am. Because I make sure that I touch everyone who touches me. Every single one of the help staff touches my life. He brings me my food. I am hoping that it's safe. He didn't spit in it. He watched out for the bugs or anything that could have fallen in it. He makes sure that it comes to me well. I appreciate that. Person who cleans my house, the person who guards my gate, takes my garbage. I'm hoping that they don't look into my garbage and take some private shit out and hack my system. I'm going overboard, but I make sure I avoid that, by the way. That's a whole other story. Point is, guys, treat the wait staff, treat the help with dignity and respect. I remember cutting off a girl when I was dating because she treated the wait staff like shit. Cut her off. Up until this day, she don't know why I didn't want to date her. And it was going good. We had done 3 awesome dates. And that 4th one, man, saw how she treated the help? Nah, wasn't dealing with that.
People get money, they think that they are smart as well. So some guy in real estate made very big money and he comes up to me, yeah, I want to learn about crypto, and he thinks that he can do it very quickly because he is already rich.
Yeah.
Same goes for the crypto space. Many people, they will make their first million and now they think that they are smart. Now they think that they are better than everyone. They are smart. They know what they are doing. No, you just probably were a degenerate fuck who doesn't know anything why or how he bought it.
This is a very valuable lesson for those who have made some money. You have made money in one particular arena, one area. When I used to sell real estate, there was nothing sweeter than when a doctor walked in the office looking to buy real estate. Because we almost look at them like suckers. Because these are the ones who swear that they're smart because they went through 8-10 years of college and formal education. Now they have an ego. But upon that ego, they also think that they are better than this guy. They know more. And all you need to do is feed that ego. Just because you're smart in one area doesn't mean that you're smart in other area. That's why you see people lose a lot of money. The reason why a lot of professional football players who makes a lot of money playing football should never all of a sudden think that they're real estate moguls and go out and buy every stupid piece of real estate and lose the money. Or buy crypto thinking because they got money that they're smart in crypto, and etc., 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 etc. You are good in your field. Stay there. If you would like to move into another field, you make sure that you take the time to understand it and find other people to educate you in that field before you invest heavily. You can dip your toe in, get it wet, understand it, play the game a bit, but you never rush in and put all your money in or put in the majority of your money just because you think that you made money in this field, that now you're a smart guy. Learn the lesson, gentlemen.
The poor mindset will receive income and spend every single penny. The middle class mindset will receive income, buy liabilities straight away, which goes out as an expense. The wealthy mindset will use income to buy assets that produce more income that's then used to buy liabilities.
Remember that, guys. Watch that again 2 to 3 times. Poor people literally make money by liabilities. They buy the brands. They buy the fast cars. They buy the rims. None of that is making you money back. That's where most people sit. That's why people live paycheck to paycheck.
Black people's brains have been hardwired where we connect happiness to spending. We have to disconnect the wire in our brain from happiness and spending and take it from happiness to saving and happiness to investing. Do you know that rich people stay rich because they pretend to be poor? And poor people stay poor because they pretend to be rich. We spend money. We literally are trying to buy respect, and we go broke trying to look rich. When you have enough on the inside, you don't need the stuff on the outside to make you feel like you are something. And he said, you know what? Me and my guys was out. We went out of town and we was on our way to go to the club. And whenever we started getting dressed, my partner realized that he had left his jewelry. The minute that he seen that he didn't have his jewelry, I noticed that he got sad. And he didn't even go with us. Next day, I went down to the counter at the hotel room and he was opening up a package. He had somebody overnight his jewelry to them. And when he grabbed the jewelry out, he took his watch, his chain, and put it on and told me, "Hey, I'm back." But he never went nowhere. Problem is that he felt a sense of worth from what he put on the outside of himself. But the real sense of worth doesn't come from the jewel you put on your finger, your wrist, or your necklace. The real sense of worth comes from the jewel you put in your mind with knowledge, wisdom, understanding, discipline, and character.
But also in the middle of that is the middle income. Those people always stay in the middle class because they don't buy enough assets that pays them an income that they can then spend on certain liabilities. Rich people know what's happening, man. And that's why they are forever rich. Watch that video a few times.
What are the rich people cars that are like low key? So only like super.
So I have to jump in on this one. I've lived in Scottsdale, Arizona for over 12 years now. And anyone that's lived in this city for a couple years starts to recognize the trends. The trends are very simple. Everyone's a millionaire. Everyone drives a Mercedes, a BMW, an Audi, and a Range Rover. They're all over the town. But you know what? As a licensed mortgage broker and realtor, I see a lot of the finances come across my desk. And honestly, there's not that many millionaires here. And the sad reality is, credit scores are pretty poor, debt to incomes are really poor, but they're all out there driving these high-end used pre-owned luxury cars. You want to know the secret what the really rich people drive around here in this town? That's right. Toyota, Honda, and Ford. They are the most popular brands for some of my most wealthiest clients.
I totally agree with this. Don't go broke trying to look rich. Live below your means and stay humble.
Yes, gentlemen. Every single video I bring on Let's Talk Money, I'm going to bring this up. I'm constantly going to drive this home because this is the number one killer that keeps people poor. Buying a car. The second is buying a house that's way over their budget. Just because you can pay for it doesn't mean you can afford it. Remember that.
This is what happens when you don't finish hard things.
I've interviewed 700 people, neuroscientists, psychologists, Olympians, billionaires, you name it. And I've learned a lot in those interviews. And one of the things I learned was this idea of future memory. The brain, the neuroscientists can see it, the surgeons, when they look at the brain leaves marks, tracks, when we take on hard things and we complete hard things. It leaves gaps in the brain, physical gaps, when we take on hard things and we don't complete them. So people that don't complete hard things are more likely to quit in the future. People that finish hard things are more likely to finish in the future. And it's especially prevalent for young people, young kids. So the more hard things young kids can take on, the more tracks they lay in the brain that the neuroscientists see, the more likely they are to be successful in life.
Man, this is such a fact. Let's equate this to sports. Let's equate this to going in the Army. Navy SEALs. One of the things they do when you're training to be a Navy SEAL is that they will push you to the almost breaking point so that when you get out in the battlefield, it's actually easier out there. You stress the body. You have to stress your mind to the point where everything else seems easy after that. I love how this guy put it together because this is a fact. I try to push my girls through some hard times. I don't give them everything they need. I try to get them out there to do some manual labor best as I can. Women are different from men. Gentlemen, get out there, do some hard things, lose some weight, push hard, push hard. It will only make life easier. I assure you of this. I've been through some hard times, man, just so that I can chill now, even though I don't.
Ain't no money in the hood. Then explain to me why there's a Chinese laundromat. Explain to me why there's a poppy store or corner store or bodega. Explain to me why you got Koreans and Vietnamese people doing nails in the hood. Yeah. Explain to me why you got Chinese people making fried chicken. Explain to me why you got Indians making pizza. Explain to me why you have Ethiopians and Nigerians running Dunkin' Donuts. If there's no money in the hood, then why is everybody in there getting all the money? Yeah, then you also have to start looking at a thing called commercial redlining, which means that if I got the credit, but because this is an area where they don't want us to build, because God forbid that anybody who is profiting from your quote unquote oppression, or at least profiting from a financial standpoint of you staying exactly where I need you to stay, which is a better way of saying that. Why in the world am I going to let you buy that corner store when I can give it to Mr. Yim, and Mr. Yim is going to make sure that his 5 cousins come over here and also own Yim's Chinese food, Yim's Cleaner, so on and so forth. So you have to understand that part of it.
Yes, this is a big issue. But you know the biggest problem, what I identify, is that black people do not come together to create wealth. Imagine if 4 families came together, started a little conglomerate, and bought out one store in the hood, and then ran it and make profit and take that money. Forget the institutional financing, etc. 4 of you come together and you pool funds, right? And then you slowly buy the next one across the street. 2 blocks down, you open a little restaurant, soul food restaurant. 4 of you, you're splitting the investment costs. You're splitting the manual labor. You're getting the whole families involved, because that's what the Arabs do. That's what the Chinese do. That's what the Indians do. But black people don't do that. That's the problem. No one comes together to build together. But Mr. Yin and Mr. Yang, they will get together and buy the store. This is what you all don't see. There is no togetherness in the black community. In the hood, you all own the hood, but yet you own nothing in the hood. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I hope this gives you guys enough stimulation to get out there and do something. Make a change. Make a change for yourselves. Listen, if you guys want to book a session with me, have a chat, get me over on askanolderman.com, book a session. If you want a quick question answered, get me over on askanolderman on Instagram. And of course, guys, listen, support your brother. Give me a thumbs up on this message. Subscribe if you haven't. And I will see you all in the next video. Remember, guys, whenever in doubt, ask an older man. Okay? See you soon. Cheers.